Today we're going to talk about 5 products you can create in Canva. Canva is one of my very, very favorite tools. I create a lot in PowerPoint, but more recently, as I have been working in Canva, I have been transitioning to only creating in Canva because it is very easy and very user-friendly. And there is so much you can create. Now, people can get a little bit scared of terms of use and things like that. And I'll talk a little bit about what I feel I've learned about their terms of use, but as we talk about the different products you can create as a TpT seller inside of Canva. Before I get started, I just wanted to do a quick introduction of myself, and then we'll talk about how you can make worksheets, classroom decor, newsletters, interactive games, and then templates. There's a lot you can do, and I'm barely going to brush the surface on most of it, but I hope I can give you a lot of good ideas for things to work on this summer to get your store ready for back to school. Now, if you want to, I do have something called Teacher Author Brilliance where I help TpT authors as well. It sounds like it's very similar to what Chris does. I have courses and we do weekly live calls and we talk and we chat and it's a lot of fun. You can join for $1. I can put the link in the chat in a minute too if that's easier, just so you have it. And then I did want to make you guys aware that this summer I am doing a boot camp. I am presenting at the TpT conference, and so this is the boot camp that I'm going to be sharing with all of them there at TpT Forward. And we make a product start to finish together during that entire week, and then we post it. And so everyone has a product ready to post by the end of the week. And it is a free boot camp. You can pay the $5 and get the templates along with it, or you can just work along on your own for free. So that's a lot of fun. Just wanted to make you aware of that there. But we're going to head over to Canva, and I am going to show you all of the different things you can create in Canva. Now, I do have a pro account in Canva. I think it's worth it to have the pro account. It's $120 a year. In my mind, it's worth it. But it is free. If you are using the free one, you should be able to do a lot of what I'm showing you. So the first thing is creating a worksheet. That should be pretty obvious of what to do in Canva, but I'll show you how I do that. I choose create a new design and I use 8.5 by 11. And so this flyer size always comes up for me. So whatever, I just do flyer. And what's great is they have a lot of templates inside of Canva, but you don't want to use their templates, right? If you're using their templates, then that would be against their copyright. So you want to design your own. But if you're stuck with where should I start, you could search here if you wanted to get some ideas for different layouts. Now, when I am creating a worksheet, I like to use the grids as like my template because I can like make the outlines and the borders easily. So if I was making a math worksheet and I wanted to have different boxes on my page, I would come down to the grids here and kind of look around the sizes and the shapes that I wanted, and I can adjust them how I need. But maybe I would want something like this one here. And then what I like to do is change up the spacing and the borders. So I can add a border to all of these images here, and I can also change the spacing. I usually don't have any spacing when I'm doing it. And then I can fill these in with white. Since it's a worksheet, I'd probably make them white. I don't know what kind of worksheet I am trying to design here. I was just kind of giving you some samples of ways I use things. Now, if I wanted to make a math worksheet, I make a lot of math products. I can go over to the element side here and I can search like kids or math. Like let's say we were doing a space themed math worksheet with aliens or something. I would just, first of all, spell aliens correctly. So I would search for some alien graphics here. I would maybe say black and white. With the terms of use with Canva, what I have found is as long as it is flattened and secured when you create it, you can sell it as a PDF form. When I have read their terms of use, that's how I interpret it. I am not a lawyer, so I can't give you legal advice, but from my interpretation, you can use pro content or free content to do that. That not used to not always be the case. That was not always how it was, but recently they've changed it. I have even emailed Canva and asked them specifically if I can do things like this, and they have said yes, but it needs to be flattened. And if you've made TpT products before, you will understand how clip artists prefer things to be flattened so their artwork can't be lifted. So you could make any type of worksheet you would like inside of Canva as a product to create and sell on TpT. The real products I want to show you though, because worksheets, I feel like most people, that's where they start. I wanted to show you guys how to make classroom decor and some of the interactive games because those are really, really fun. So if I go over to the home screen in my Canva, I organize all of my projects into folders. So I have this whole teacher decor template section here. These are all templates that I give my club members. They have access to all of these templates for classroom decor. But you can literally make anything you want. And what's great with classroom decor is you can easily change the colors, the background, the theming to whatever you want. So for example, if I wanted to make a calendar, this is the calendar size for a pocket chart inside a classroom. And I have all the different elements right here in Canva, and I have it set up as a template. Right now, I'm making a bright colored calendar, but if I wanted to change this up, it's very, very simple to do that in Canva. What I could do is I could very easily just copy this here. And then I can start changing the colors. I can start changing the patterns. Something that's really popular right now is like tie-dye colors seem to be popular, or there's the opposite of that, the calm, monotone, boho feel is what people say. So I might search for something in my elements like, we'll just go with boho designs. I might search in the graphics here and find a design that I like. And then I can very easily change this out to something else, whether I want it to be the same color palette here that is on this image. Maybe I want to go with these colors here. Oh, whoops, we want it to be. Here we go. And then I can add some of these images here just to make like that boho feel on my calendar piece. But what's nice is I already have everything all set up in my template, and now I can go and design all sorts of different themes. Maybe you want more of like a underwater ocean theme, or you want a mountain theme, whatever you're interested in making for your classroom decor. But you can take those templates and easily switch them up. And then when you're all finished and you're ready, Canva makes it very easy to just click the share button, download, and you can share these as a PDF, and then you can do the flattening. And it flattens everything into one image. So it already flattens it all for you. And then if you have Adobe Pro, you can add that password protection as well. But based on what I've read in their terms of use, as long as it's flattened, it is okay. So I love to make decor. I just started to do it recently over this last year, and I think it's a lot of fun to use different templates, come up with different themes. It's just another fun product to make in Canva. These are some borders that I thought were a lot of fun. Again, they'd be really easy to switch up to any type of design, color theme, color palette, whatever you're looking for. Another fun product you could create in Canva would be a classroom newsletter. So to do a classroom newsletter, I would just choose Create Design, and you can just choose Newsletter here. And it will come up with different types of newsletters. It'll even come up with like school newsletter, classroom newsletter. You just choose whichever newsletter you're interested in. And then obviously you couldn't just use the templates they have. That would be against the terms of use, but you could use them maybe for inspiration to see how did they set up that newsletter. They have a header at the top. They have different sections for different reminders, whatever that is. And then, like I showed you before, I would just go down to my elements, to my grids, and pick one that maybe has a header at the top and 4 different pieces at the bottom to make my newsletters. I mean, there's lots of different fun ways to do it. Canva is seriously one of the best tools out there. I love it and use it every single day when I'm creating. The next product I wanted to show you that you could make is an interactive game. So like a PowerPoint type of game, but inside of Canva. I just learned how to do this a couple months ago, and I've had a lot of fun with it. And you have to sell it as a Canva template, and I'll explain how I do that. So I have these quiz show games that I've made. Let's find, I liked the superhero one. So if I were to present this game, I made this completely in Canva. There should be sound. I don't know if you can hear the sound or not, but there is a little song to it. So there's cute sounds and stuff like that. And then the teachers would click on it and they would input their own answers, correct or wrong. But if they got the answer wrong, there's a fun little sound here. And then they could click on the lightning bolt if they get it right. Oh, yay, the superhero flies across the screen. They've got it right. Now, this product is going to go along with creating both a template or an interactive game in Canva. If I were to sell this as a product, I have to sell it as a template. And Canva is very clear on how a template has to be sold. The end user has to actually edit something and input their own information to make it a template. So I can't sell this game with all pre-made answers as a template because it's already done. So I have to sell it without the answers and without the questions, if that makes sense. So for another example, Canva will say is, if you were to sell like wedding invitations, those are templates because people have to put in their names, their addresses, their information. So to sell this as a Canva link, first you would create the product. And to create the product, I would create a new design. I'll just do a real quick and dirty for you really quick and show you how I created this game. And then I'll show you how I made it into a Canva link. So to create the design, I just chose a presentation. And then as I'm creating, I do a lot of elementary stuff. And so I'm thinking of different themes for elementary, but you could make some really cute themes for your high school, middle schoolers as well. But for me, I'm going to do elementary. So if I wanted to do an alien space game, I might search aliens first, and I'm going to find the cute graphics that I want to use first. And I'm going to save those all into a folder just so that I can keep them all in one spot. In fact, this is kind of cute. If you click the 3 little dots on an image in Canva, you can choose to add it to a folder, and that way you are keeping all of your clip art together that you want to use. Sometimes you can find clip art all from one artist. If you were to click on an alien, not see more like this, there'll be an option where it says see collection. So let's see if we can find one where it says see collection. And then I could get the clip art, ooh, view collection, there it is. So now here's a cute collection of all of this space themed clip art, and it all kind of looks the same. So what I'm going to do if I'm creating a space game is I'm going to click the 3 little dots, add to folder, and I'm going to call this maybe a space folder. I might already have a space alien folder. I do. So I'm going to add these all to my space folder just so that I can keep all of my clip art that I'm using together if I want to keep it all the same and consistent. Okay, but let's say we're making a fun little game. Okay, I'm going to design it first. I want to have maybe a space background, spell space right. Okay, we're gonna come up with, oh my gosh, and we want to search in elements. So we'll maybe do this intergalactic background here. I'm gonna right click and set it as my background. Maybe on this image, I want to add a shadow so it kind of stands out a little bit more. Maybe an outline. Oh, I kind of like the outline. I think we'll just do a shadow though, like that. To make him stand out a little bit, you can add some text, maybe add something cute. I love to use ChatGPT when I'm creating stuff like this. And I'll say something like, give me a cute space-themed math review game title. And it will come up with like the cutest little titles for me. But we'll just call this like space math. That's not very cute, but you get it. Space math. You can come up here, you can change the effects like I showed you, add that drop down shadow if you'd like. Do whatever you'd like to make your page. Now, if you're familiar with PowerPoint, when you're creating a PowerPoint game, you usually have buttons and they're just little shapes that you add. So I'm going to come to my elements and I'm going to add some shapes here. These are going to be my buttons for the game. So maybe they have to click this button to start the game. So I will just add, click here. Oh my gosh, click here to play. All right, and then I'm just going to right click and you're going to see a little link come up. And then that's where you can link it to the different slides. I only have 2 slides. So to begin play, they would want to go to slide number 2. So this links to slide number 2. What's a little bit silly with Canva is it's not the whole shape. It's really just those words that it links to. Okay, so they have to actually click those words. Now you're going to do that same thing. This would be the question slide. So we're going to have some buttons on here. And each button will lead to either the wrong answer or the right answer. So the right answer, let's make this a little bit bigger here. In fact, I am just going to copy and paste this. So that's the right answer. This might be the wrong answer here. And we might have 3 wrong answers and 1 right answer. Now, each one of these question answers has to link to a slide, either the congratulations, you got it right slide, or the uh-oh, try again slide. So we would make we'll just call this our congratulations correct slide. Whoops. And if they get it correct, they would go to the next slide. So if they get it correct, we'll pretend slide number 4 is our next answer. So they would go to slide number 4 if they get it correct. If they get it wrong, actually, we want to make sure it goes to slide 5. It did. See how I linked it to slide 4? But since I added a new page and moved it to slide 4, this correct slide was still linked to slide number 5. I don't know if you noticed that, but I don't need to change it. So number 4 will be our wrong answer slide. I hope I'm making sense, you guys. I do this all the time. So in my mind, like, I get it. I know what I'm doing. If you have questions, please ask. I am happy to answer. So this would be our wrong try again slide. And this is our button that they will go back. We'll just say try again. They would go back and try again. They'd have to hit this button to try again. Okay, so now I'm going to add all of my hyperlinks. Obviously, you would design these to be very cute and very awesome. Okay, so the right slide, if they get it correct, they're going to go to slide 3. So I'm going to right click, link to slide 3. If they get it wrong, they're going to go to slide 4. So I'm going to link to slide 4 for all of my wrong ones. In fact, I could have just copied and pasted. I didn't have to go and do this, but whatever. We'll copy and paste here. And then if they get it wrong, they need to try the question again. So they need to go back to slide 2. So we're going to link to slide 2. And if they get it right, then this is our next question. Now you can also get super fancy if you want, and you could add some audio. So I could come down to my elements on the left-hand side. I can come to audio, and I could find some space-themed audio. I don't know what this sounds like. I am just adding it. All right, so that when someone plays this game and they play it with their students, they'll have the fun music. Click to play here. If they get it wrong, they have to try again. If they get it right, they get the correct answer and they get to go to the next slide. When you're done and you've designed your whole game and it looks something like a finished product, I'll go to my finished, we'll find that superhero one again. And you have a whole game all the way finished. So you have, I think I have 24 questions. Canva is limited on sound, and so I can only use up to 50 sound bites. So I was only able, and I used sound, and so I was only able to do 24 questions. But once you're all the way done with that, you can now sell this as a template. So what you would do is you would click this share button, and you would come down here to more, and you would click template link. Mine says live because I've already created it, but you would choose template link. And then this is the link you are sharing in your downloadable PDF. So if I went back to my projects, quiz games. So here's my finished product for this game. Here's the downloadable, the link that I am sharing. I created this PDF. This is the PDF that I am putting on TpT. Here's the link I'm sharing. It is a new link. It is like sharing a Google Slides link is what it looks like. It will ask them to make a new copy in their Canva, and then they have that link and they can add the questions and change the answers to whatever they want. And I go through, I explain to them how they can change it, what they can do, how they can share it, all of that. But I am sharing that link that leads back to Canva. If you are doing a Canva link, it must go back to Canva. That they're very clear on that in their terms of use. If you are sharing a Canva link, it must go back. But what's amazing is Canva for Educators is free. So if you tell your teachers, Canva for Education is free, download Canva for free, and you can use this template link in your classroom for personal use with your students. So that's what I love about Canva, is to be able to share these links with them. You could make editable decor that you could share, that you could have template links if they wanted to add like student names on desk plates, all sorts of things.